Hey y'all, and good morning. Well, today is the end of September, and as it has been my custom, I am doing our garden walkthrough on the very last day. I don't know how this always sneaks up on me that it's the end of September, but September is always such a busy month for us. I guess with school starting and my birthday and just all the things that go on to get ready for fall. So we've had a great September, and I'm going to show you our garden and how it looks because we have some very exciting things that we've done lately. And I'm also going to show you inside of all the things that we've gotten done in there as well. So I can't wait to take you on this tour with us today. So I don't think I've ever done a walkthrough tour of the garden this early in the morning. So pretty much everybody has gone to work so far, the ones that are working. John David is off on his fall break, and Mary Faith is inside as well. She's got a study thing today. So anyway, so it's just me out here just having fun in the garden. So I'm going to take you guys around, and I want to start in the front where we've done some really exciting things lately. So here are our Starry Night hibiscus. And this was a plant we put in here to solve a problem, and that is a problem of wet and boggy soil. And they actually just had a couple of blooms on them this weekend that were so pretty. You can see this is what it looks like when the petals fall off, and that's kind of what's left. It looks like this. It's still really pretty even without the big pink blossoms on it. So this has done really well here in a wet area. So if you have a wet area in your yard, I definitely recommend a hibiscus because ours have done so wonderful. The only pests that we've had were the Japanese beetles, and that was it. And they have just done so well. One of the other things I'm so excited about is our limelight hydrangeas. Guys, I was so nervous to move those Incrediballs, but I am so glad I did because these limelight hydrangeas, I mean, as you can see, they are still putting on new blooms in September. They are so beautiful. And look how it looks so gorgeous with the pink muhly grass and the sun's coming through. That is such a beautiful look. So we talked about that, how it's good to pair your big, beautiful blooms with these soft, wispy grasses. And in the morning, you can see like the dewdrops on the grass. And when the wind blows, it just goes so well together. So I'm so happy with this pair. These grasses have done good, even though this flower bed kind of stays a little bit wetter. And as you can see, these limelight hydrangeas, they are absolutely gorgeous. So I'm so glad that we took that little plunge, took those Incrediballs out and put in this limelight hedge. So as you remember, we had a lot of rain. So we had like 10 days of rain. And so this flower bed got affected tremendously. So we lost all of our Super Tunia Vista bubble gums, and we almost lost all of our catmint. So as you can see, this one here is very, very tiny. And then these over here are a little bit bigger, and they've been putting on some new little blooms. I did go in and cut them back and gave them a good dose of fertilizer. And so they're doing pretty good, but I think I'm going to go ahead and move them because this is the second season and they've struggled both years in this area. And I think we've almost lost one right here. Yeah, there was one right in here. So this is the area where it gets super wet. So anyway, super happy with how all this is looking. And I can't wait to get started on our mulch. So we have had this mulch for about a week or two now. So what I've been waiting on is that we just had the rains from Hurricane Helena. And so we weren't able to get out into the garden because of all the rain. So I want to get everything weeded really good. And then we'll come in and put down our mulch. So I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to like dress everything up. And I also want to get the catmint moved as well. You know, like don't make a mess in the new mulch. So get all the messy work done first and then put down the new mulch. So I think that's going to look really, really pretty when it's all done. And then next year we can just come in here through this front area and we can just have all of our annuals. So I think that's going to be really gorgeous next year. Okay, so stepping over on this side of the house, you can see that bright new growth from our boxwoods. So they are doing good. I've had some friends who have said they've had a struggle with boxwood blight. Fingers crossed, we are not getting that yet. These are an English boxwood, and I've heard they're more susceptible to that. But fingers crossed, they have not done that yet. This is our pink catmint, and it is doing really well. If y'all remember when we planted this, they were just so small, and they had a beautiful flush of flowers, but they are kind of like slowing down for the end of the season, but the pollinators have absolutely loved them. Along the front here, this is where we took up, sadly, our blushing bride hydrangeas, but they were just not doing good, guys. So it was 2 seasons, and they suffered both seasons with black spot and chlorosis and just all the things. They were beautiful in the spring, as you can remember, but then as the season wore on, they just got worse and worse. So we took those up and we put in a hedge of boxwoods. And these are a Japanese type of boxwood. So they're a little misshapen. They were at the end of the season, so they were on the shrub lot, all kind of crammed in together. So I'm trying to work on getting their shape a little bit better. But I bought these at the same place where I got the English boxwoods, and the English boxwoods look the same way. Looked a little scraggly when we first got them, but oh my goodness, guys, this place has the best prices on shrubs. So these big mature boxwoods, and some of them even have 2 that were in the pot, were $15. So I mean, you can't beat that. And a little bit of elbow grease to kind of, get them back in shape. I think they're going to be absolutely beautiful here. And then we have plans on the back here that I'll show you in just a minute. Okay, so coming around the right side, I did this one the other day in the rain. I was so determined to get these boxwoods put in because they've been sitting in the yard for a week, and I just didn't want them to sit in the yard any longer. And then we had the hurricane weather come through, and luckily we were not affected like other parts of North Carolina and Tennessee and Georgia were. And I'm so sad about all of the places that were devastated. It just breaks my heart to see all these little mountain communities. But anyway, so here are the boxwoods over here on this side, and I spaced them from the house over just the same distance as we did on this side, because we're going to kind of come in here and trim up and train this flower bed here on the edge. We've never really truly edged it, so I think that is going to be really pretty once we do. And then over here, you can see our alliums are doing really good. We still have some of these little ornamental alliums there that I can't get rid of, but they're doing really well. This is where we put the blushing bride hydrangeas for now. As you can see, they're not very happy in these little pots. Some of them are happier than others. So we are going to get these moved around. And then we have an extra boxwood because I accidentally bought too many. So that's a big one. And I think I'm going to try to train it into a certain shape, maybe like a triangle or something. Then over here, these are our lavender miniature roses, and the deer have just been decimating them. So I don't know if I'm going to leave these here for next year or if I'm going to move them. I am trying to get things that deer don't like to eat in this area. I know I've got the limelight hydrangeas, but they don't care for the boxwoods, and they don't care for the ornamental grasses here. So these are a really, really good choice. I actually have the tag here so you can see what they look like. This is the serendipity. So the deer do not like these. So that is a good choice if you have a lot of deer pressure. So as you remember on our last garden tour, Hardy was with me, and we were so proud of how our little baby blue spruce was doing, but it is not doing good anymore. So I don't know what's going on with it, but it is losing needles like crazy. So I don't know if I need to dig it up and move it or just leave it, or just, it may just be on its way out. So it was an experiment because these usually don't like the warm weather, but we were going to try to see if it would work here. So then going around the back, these boxwoods look really, really good, nice and green and healthy. So they've had a couple of doses of slow release fertilizer this year, which I think has really helped. And then I picked up this rose the other day that was on the clearance rack at Lowe's, and I thought, oh man, this is going to be so pretty. It was this one. Well, this is what the tag they put on it, but it has already bloomed a couple of blooms, which I wish I had one on here right now, but they were white. So that is not the plant that I bought. So I'm not sure if I want to plant this or not, because I don't know if I really want a white rose. So that is that with that one. So let's go around here and I'll show you the little plants that we planted in our woods. Here's a little update from my dad on his lantana that he gave me. And he did confirm that this was the tricolored one. And so this was the one he pulled up out of the yard, and he just sent it home with me, and I just plopped it over here. But it actually looks like it's doing pretty good. So I'll have to see if it'll overwinter here, because I know we're a little bit cooler than my dad is where he lives. And then as we go around this way, we can see our Colorado spruce is doing the same thing as our other spruce. And it is losing all of its needles, so I think we can call that dead. So I guess these little spruces do not like to live in our hot, humid environment. Over here we have our false holly. This one over here was the one that had got affected by rust on this side of it. But it is doing really, really good, the side that's growing. So I need to go in and clip this out. And these right here are doing really good. So I can't wait to use these for Christmas decorations and making little arrangements on the table. I think they're going to be so pretty. And then our diamond spire gardenia, it's kind of bright over here where the sun's coming up. They are doing so much better here than they did on the front porch. They really like it over here. These are also deer resistant, which is really good. And I can just leave these over here. I don't even have to worry about trimming them back. They have as much room as they want to grow. Lots of airflow in between them. So this is just a nice little start to our little wood area. And I think that's going to be really, really lovely. And we'll just try to continue to plant things that the deer don't like, so we can have beautiful plants in our woods as well. So this is how everything is looking on the front right now. So our plans are to get our mulch put in this week. So that'll be all tidied up. And then we're going to get our blushing bride hydrangeas put in the back. And then I want to show you what we have planned to do behind the boxwood hedges. Okay, so let's come up here on the porch and come to my little plant nursery. Okay. Oh, look at that bug right there. He's carrying that label. What in the world? Look at you, you big old bug. Big old beetle. Okay, I got distracted. All right, so I was able to get my hands on, let me show you guys, the El Nino Desert Orchid. I am so excited about planting this plant. I got 2 of them. They're very small right now. They do say they're deer resistant, but I'm so afraid to put them out yet because they look so little. But Laura with Garden Answer, she has a couple of these and loves them. They're very fragrant and just have beautiful flowers on them. So I'm so excited to get this. It's going to be like a small tree, so like up to 8 foot tall. So I think I'm going to plant this near our driveway area. And then I got 6 of the Quick Fire Fabs. So these are also very um, reliable hydrangeas. So they are a panicle type hydrangea. So they bloom on new wood and they're less likely to get the mold and the rust and the dark spots on them because their leaves are so much smaller than those big leaf hydrangeas like the blushing brides. So I've got 6 of those, and that's what I'm planning to do behind the boxwood hedge. I know they do get a little tall, so we'll have to keep them in check with that. Then I got one of the little lime punches that I am going to replace in the back. So last year I replaced one of our little lime punches with I thought I was buying the right one, but I bought a quick fire fab. So it was the wrong one. So I'm going to take the quick fire fab out and put in a little lime punch, and then I'll move the quick fire fab somewhere else. So I got all of these hydrangeas from um, Proven Winners Direct, so the 4-star greenhouses. And then I got the El Ninos from Great Garden Plants. That was the only place that I could find them. But they came in really good. I think they shipped them like on a Thursday from Michigan, and they got here to North Carolina by Monday, and they came FedEx, and they actually came really good. They weren't like all beat up and everything. So very happy with those. And then the other day when I was at the garden center, I found a cleome, and this one is a white cleome. So I was very excited. These were 50% off. So we're just going to have to see what they do. There's a little bug again. But anyway, so I'm excited to get these in the ground as well because the cleome are deer resistant and they don't mind our hot weather. As we get ready for fall, we're going to start to transition out our ferns here, and then we're going to get some of these pots filled with some beautiful autumn color. But our gardenias that we grew from seed have done really beautiful this year. It's so amazing that you can take one tiny little seed and you can grow this big, beautiful plant. This is the apple blossom. So I actually took the seeds from my plant last year and I saved them. And then I planted them this year. And this is what we got. So they've been really, really pretty. And they've done really beautiful. Okay, so that is it for the front of the house. It is already warming up out here. You would think with it already being fall, we'd already cool down, but we have not cooled down yet. So let's go to the back and take a look at the flower bed back there. So we are at our new cottage garden, and as you can see, everything is still pretty wet back here. So with all the humidity and all the rain, it kind of just stays pretty soggy. This is our Senorita Rosalita Cleome, and this has done so well. This is the one that actually fell over in our 10-day rain, and I put it back up and clipped it back, and it has came back so beautifully. You can see our creeping Jenny is really shining right now. She is loving her life in this cooler weather. Our tall guy arborvitaes are doing really, really well. They have put on some new growth, which is very exciting to see. You can see the little fuzzy tops where they put it on some new growth. I got a apricot rose, another one. Got this one put in the ground, and this one was also on the 50% off. And it is already putting on some new leaves since I got it planted just within the week. So I'm going to go in and kind of defoliate some of these old leaves where it was kind of struggling in its container. And then as you can see, we have all these little tiny zinnia seeds that have spread themselves everywhere. This blue stem grass is so gorgeous. Just love the pink in it. Our autumn joy sedums are doing so well. So the ones that get a little bit of the black on them, I just clip them off. And as you can see down below, it'll just flush out with the new blossom. So if yours are doing that, don't be scared to clip them off. Just go ahead and clip off the top of them and they'll just flush back. They're so beautiful and so forgiving. This Gara has actually done so beautiful. It took her a little while. She struggled, I think, because we had all the rain after I planted her. But she is doing so beautiful now. And out of all of the lantanas, this yellow one is the pollinator's favorite. They hardly ever get on this white one, but this yellow one they love. So I'll have to remember that for next year. Here is our little lime punch. And our little lime punches don't get the pretty rosy color like they do up north because our nights are just too warm. But they were still beautiful when they first came out. Over here, I got a new little eucalyptus put in the ground. And I was so excited to see that my local garden center started carrying these. She said they've been selling out so fast, but it does have a little bit of problem of getting a little moldy because we are so wet here. But if you're a little bit drier climate, it'd probably do really well for you. Here is another one of our Senorita Rosalitas, and it is just intertwined with zinnias. They've just kind of become one big mass here together. But the zinnias have a little bit more time left on them, and then we'll take those up. Here is one of our Incrediballs that lived through the 10-day rain. So I've been slowly added some fertilizer to it. So it's putting on some new growth. And we're slowly just kind of defoliating the leaves as we go along. But man, we almost lost that one too. Then over here, one of my favorite trios is this lamb's ear. Look how pretty that is with the autumn joycetum and the blue stem grass. I love this look. So I'm going to take our lamb's ear and divide them, and I want to have them all through the edge here. I think that will look so pretty. Okay, guys, so if your husband or wife asks you what they want for Valentine's, tell them roses. So this is the Onwick rose, and it has not bloomed that much this year, but it has just decided in the last couple of weeks that it is going to put on blooms like crazy. And we were sitting here at the pool yesterday, and Hardy said, wow, he said, your garden smells so good. And it's because of these roses. Y'all, they are just absolutely gorgeous. So this is a David Austin rose called the Onwick. And the sweet thing about it is every time I get a bloom, I'll tell Hardy, thank you for my roses today. And he's like, what? And I'm like, my roses. And he goes, oh, you're welcome. So he got me the Lady of Shalott, which is this beautiful orangey apricot color. It just looks like it glows in the morning. And then the Onwick rose, look at the pretty dewdrops on it. I just love how that grows. And then the Claire Austin, which is the climbing rose. One of the favorite pollinator attractors in the garden is this Vermillionaire. They absolutely love it. And I think this looks so pretty together with the Rebecca and the lamb's ear. Doesn't this look just like fall to you guys? It is so pretty. I love those colors together. And then as we turn around, going over here, our apricot drift rose. This one has been blooming its head off all summer. So if you guys see one of the apricot drift roses in the store, this one just came from Lowe's. You need to pick it up because it is absolutely beautiful. They're normally around like $25, and this time of year you can get them 50% off. But they even smell good too. You wouldn't think with a little drift rose that it would smell good. And I brought in little bouquets into the house, and they are just so beautiful. But you can see you don't really have to deadhead it. I do just to make it look a little bit more tidier. But it has been so pretty. So definitely want to repeat that this next year. So here are some of the Incrediballs that didn't make it through the rain. I just cut them back just to see if they may do something. I was like, well, I'm going to try to give you a chance, but they have not came back. I went over here as well near the lamb's ear. So this is our thornless blackberry, and I kind of pulled it out of the corner because I need to figure out where I want to plant this at. And it's kind of starting to go dormant here, which it does. And then I have a little mess over here that I need to get cleaned up. But our bearded iris was so beautiful this year. And as you can see, it's still wanting to push out blooms. Bless its little heart. It has just been blooming like crazy. It's a really pretty color. The lamb's ear have definitely loved living in the garden. And this one was like so little when I got it. And now look how big it is. So it's got all these little babies that I want to divide and place around the garden. I think the fall will be a great time to do that. And then this catmint did not make it, and it was so beautiful this year, but that rain, it just took a lot of things down. And then that Gara is doing beautiful as well. So as we go into fall, we're going to be getting our zinnias cleaned up. But I think everything is so beautiful. And compared to last year when there was nothing here, I am so excited and so delighted. Okay, so let's go over here and take a look at our beautiful flowers around our pool. So if you ever think about getting a grass and like you're in North Carolina like me, the pink muley grass loves it here. So let me show you our pink muley grass. It's gorgeous. I mean, you guys, that is one of the reasons I wanted to do this walk early, because I wanted you guys to see how this looks with the droplets of water on it in the morning. And as the sun is shining in through the trees, look how pretty. So gorgeous. So we have our autumn joycetum. We have our amazing daisies. We have our catmint over there. And look at that beautiful color. So, so gorgeous. So I really love this area around the pool because I can do repeats. And I feel like that's kind of how my brain works sometimes, is I like that look of a repeat. It just kind of gives me something to, I guess, look forward to. Eventually, I would like to put a little pathway in here and maybe a little arch, and it will line up with our gate right here and with our bunny barn. So that's why I kind of keep this little area open here. But the euphorbia has done so pretty this year. And then we have our little petunias. This is the Cafe au Lait. They're holding on, but they're, getting the end of the season, but they've been so beautiful. The little lime punches, I brought some of these in, and they have dried so pretty in our living room. So they're doing so well. I planted another eucalyptus here, but this is what I was talking about. They're really susceptible to getting like mold on them, so I don't know if this one's going to make it or not, because I planted it and then we had 3 days of rain. So not sure how that one's going to do. And then as we're going along here, these are my dahlias that I planted from seed. So they have not had any blooms on them this year, but they look absolutely gorgeous. Would that not be the healthiest plant? Like if you're going to a store and you're going to go buy a dahlia, they're gorgeous. So I guess they're putting on tubers. So we'll see what they do next year. Maybe they'll winter over because we don't get super cold here. More of the pink muley grass. Look at that beautiful texture. It's so neat. It comes up through these little stalks here, and then it opens up and all this little pink comes out. So gorgeous. And this autumn joycetum is doing so beautiful. And the pollinators love it. The pollinators just are not out this morning yet, but they are so pretty. And then we have this repeat with the catmint and the amazing daisies. And this catmint is probably the best one in the garden. This is a Walker's Low catmint. and it has really, really done good, and it's gotten really big. So I'm loving this one. This is the Quick Fire Fab. This is the one that I thought I was planting the same one, but I thought it was a little lime punch, but I had my names wrong. So this is the Quick Fire Fab, and it was beautiful, but I want to kind of continue that whole line with the little lime punches. So I am going to move that one this winter and replace it with a little lime punch. Okay, so here is our blueberries and our figs, and everything is doing well. This is the fig that we pruned with Phil's figs. And this is the fig that came from Phil's figs. So we've had some rust. He said he's had that as well on his figs this year because we've had so much rain. But look at this, guys. We have figs. Can you believe it? I didn't think we were going to get any this year. Oh, that's so exciting. This one doesn't have any figs on it. And let's see this one. Yeah, no figs, but I am so excited about that. The blueberries are starting to turn for the fall. They get this pretty rosy color on them. And then my daughter's little rose that was struggling decided she wanted to bloom this year and stay in this pot. So she's doing a lot better. She was looking so rough for a while, but she is living her best life now. Y'all, look at this sweet little bunny barn. Have you not seen anything more adorable in your whole life? It is so cute. Mary Faith put up the little wreath. And this Angelonia, oh my goodness, guys. This is definitely a repeat for next year. It is deer resistant. This flower bed does not get water, just whatever God gives it. And it has done so beautiful, and it looks so pretty up against this white clapboard siding of this bunny barn. I am just loving this cottage look. So adorable. So we are back behind the bunny barn, and we are at the orchard. And so here are some of our trees. These are our peach trees that have lost every single leaf off them. Maybe, nope, one leaf. Because the deer just will not leave them alone. And here is our apple tree. Same thing, the deer don't want to leave them alone as well. We saw the other day, out here, there were 5 deer, and they were eating underneath this tree here. So you can see all of our trees from about there up. They call that the deer line because that's where the deer eat. So this is our other little tree, a little apple tree here. And these are our muscadines. So they've still just been kind of putting on their roots here. And here's another muscadine. And then over here is a grape. And it did have some grapes on it this year. Everything is starting to slow down for the fall time. All right, so let me go over there and show you our chickens. Okay, so these are our sweet girls. And as you can tell, our girls have everything netted so nicely over here. And there's Miss Charlotte and Miss Opal. So Miss Opal, she's the big girl that's walking around, and she's already started laying eggs. And Miss Charlotte is still learning how to lay eggs. But they're very sweet girls. I'm so excited to do more with this woodland area next year. But as you can see, everything looks so good where we got it all cleared out. So now we just need to kind of come in this fall and remove all of our little sticks and get all this cleaned up. The one thing that's bad about over here, because we've had tons of rain, is the mosquitoes. So you have to definitely be suited up when you come back here because the mosquitoes will eat you alive. Okay, so this is my shade flower bed behind the house. And our chrysanthemum from last year has bloomed back again. So this area does look a little sad because Y'all remember the night I was doing the gentle garden cleanup and I noticed some of the impatiens were getting eaten and I was like, oh, we won't worry about that. That's the end of the season. Well, that little caterpillar, which was actually some type of moth, decided it was going to go through and eat everything, not just the impatiens, but my hostas. Oh my goodness. So was very, very disappointed in that. But we're getting to the season where we'll be cutting all these leaves back anyway, so that's okay. And these beautiful bulbs, look how pretty they're doing. These are the caladiums. So pretty. The gardenias were kind of put in here, a little late in the season. So I don't know if they're going to bloom or not, but they're having a hard time staying up because of the rain that we've had. And then I wanted to show you something. So do y'all remember where I had the foxglove here in the spring? Well, it left all of its babies' seeds back here. So I have a whole bunch of foxgloves that I can pot up and grow on for next year. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm just kind of leaving them back there for a little bit to let them get some more growth on them. So this bed has definitely been an experiment this year. I'm thinking I definitely want to do more of the caladiums. I want to do more of this type of heuchera and less of this type of heuchera because it's not doing well. And probably some more of the plumeria because it's doing really, really well. And then I just planted these little echinacea. So I'm going to see how well they do. And this is a little lavender that I grew from seed this year. And here is another one, or two more that I grew from seed. And another one that I grew from seed right there. So overall, doesn't look the best, but it's okay. We're going into fall. Okay, so I did want to show you guys that we lost one of our platinum blonde lavenders. And this one's not doing the best either. So I replaced it with a lavender that I grew from seed. And as you can see, this one has some dead also. So it got lots and lots of rain. Plus we had our chair sitting here, so it wasn't getting a lot of sun. And it also had this peach tree here. So I keep moving this peach tree around and somehow it keeps getting moved. I think the kids move it around. But anyway, so this is also another thing that we've got to deal with. And this is scale. So let me see if I can zoom in. So if you ever see this on your trees, this is what this is. This is actually a little bug. So I've got to get some neem oil or insecticidal soap and start treating this tree. So that kind of makes me sad, but that's one of the things that we have to deal with as gardeners. So this has been my favorite container this year. It is so beautiful. I called this one my moon garden container. So we have the euphorbia here. This is the diamond frost. And then I have a sun patient, which is done absolutely beautiful. And then we have this variegated ivy. And then tucked way in over here, well, it might have died, was a hosta. I think it just got overtaken by everything. But this has done so beautiful, and I definitely want to repeat this one for next year. And here is our last little shade bed. As you can see, this hosta has some beautiful blooms that just smell so good. This hosta here, I'm going to have to relocate it to a shadier spot because it was not very happy in this spot, but this one was very happy and this one was very happy. So I'm just making mental notes to myself. That one needs to be moved this winter. My daughter's basil is doing really well over here in the shade. That's for Ollie. That's his basil. Then the asparagus fern that we planted is doing really well. The ajuga has put on a lot of growth and it's got little blossoms. Heuchera is still doing good on this side. And then over here, these hostas are looking beautiful. This was the hosta that I had bought last year and I had divided, and that one has done really good. So this limey green with a little white edge on it, it's done super, super well. So this one's coming together over here. It does stay a little bit dirtier because of the pine trees, but I just love this little spot here in the garden. I think maybe next year I would like to add some ferns. So maybe I could replace this with a fern and then maybe add a fern, some ferns over here in these little blank spots. Okay, guys, so ignore my green pool, but because you know it rained again. So we just treated it with shock yesterday. So hopefully I can get it up in blue again. It's just been so hard this summer. And the lady at the pool store said I'm not the only one. So anyway, so ignore the pool. But I am going to take you guys inside and show you all the beautiful things that we've done in September inside. So let's go inside now. So as we are going up, I wanted to show you guys that I got the columns painted. They turned out so beautiful. I still need a caulk at the top, but they did so good. I used my paint sprayer and the emerald paint from Sherwin-Williams, and they're so beautiful. Then I got everything pressure washed through here. So everything is nice and clean. And as I was pressure washing, you'll start to notice the paint started coming off of these doors because I didn't prime them. I didn't know they needed to be primed. So this is my next project. I've actually already got them sanded. Then I need to remove the hardware, get them primed, and get them repainted. This door we had never got around to painting, so I won't have to, sand it, but I will have to prime it. And I've got the new hardware. It's already bought for it. And this is our extra little bathroom for the pool. This one actually didn't peel as bad, so it may be a different type of door than the ones going into the living room. So this will be my next project, but I've got to wait for the humidity to die down a little bit. All right, guys, let's go inside. So now that we're inside, I want to take you around and show you everything that we've done so far. You guys have been so patient with us with the whole hardwood floor thing and getting our kitchen remodeled, but I just kind of wanted to show you in one video everything that we've done so far. So as you remember, we just did our cozy fall. So we have all of our beautiful fall decorations that are up, and we have all of the living room decorated, which we've all been really enjoying. So we've been having lots of cozy nights of sitting and watching movies and wrapped up in warm blankets with our candles going. So it's been really, really fun. So as we go around here, you can see all of our beautiful fall decorations, and we've just been having a great time here. So we've all really been loving the living room with all of our beautiful cozy fall decor. And I want to show you guys in the kitchen because we've had such a wonderful time cooking together, and we've just really been enjoying our beautiful kitchen. So let's take a look at the kitchen next. So welcome to our beautiful kitchen. It is not a total remodel, but it is a new remodel to us. So we did put in these beautiful countertops, and then we also painted the cabinets. So everything is just nice and fresh, and it looks so much brighter in here. And we've just been really enjoying our time. We've also been enjoying our new refrigerator that doesn't leak and our new dishwasher. So we've just had a great time, and we're just really enjoying our kitchen. So these are our beautiful quartz countertops, and we've really loved them, and they've really brightened up this space a lot. So we've been very, very happy with them. One of the things we decided to do was go ahead and change the hardware on the cabinets. And I just love this gold pull. I think it looks so classic and beautiful. And it goes so well with this color accessible beige. Okay, guys, so let's go over into the bedroom. And I want to show you a little special something that I bought. Winnie, you're distracting me. Okay, so this was a special little gift that I bought here, and this came from Janie from Dig Plant Water Repeat, and this is her famous heliotrope candle, and it smells so good. It's like this sweet vanilla. It is so beautiful. And then the other thing is these hand towels. Her aunt makes these with a loom. So these are handmade hand towels, and they are so gorgeous. And when I first saw these, I knew they would go perfect in our bathroom because of all of our colors. So let's get those hung up today. You want to help video too? She doesn't like you being in the videos. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this September garden tour and a little home tour. I appreciate all your love and patience as we are getting through all of our little home renovations and also working outside in the garden. I hope it gave you some inspiration for your garden and for your home, and I hope you have a chance to get in your gardens today. Bye, friends.